Hey guys, so I was going to do a drawing video, but I didn't have time to do it. The day that I'm filming is actually like after the day that I came back from the retreat that we had from our church. I explained it in another video, but basically the entire schedule kind of didn't leave room for us to do our own thing in the retreat. So basically I didn't have time to draw or do any outlining that I was supposed to do, because in my head I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, so I brought it, even though it was like a 3-day trip and there's only one day in the middle where it's like a full day, but we didn't have that, so it's like very complicated. Like the schedule only left like so basically after we ate we had little time to get ready to go to the worship building that we were worshiping in, and then afterwards we went back, and by the time we went back after worship to the building that we were staying in, we had to eat. And then it's the same thing again. After eating, there was only a little time to do stuff, and then you had to go back to the worship building, and then you had to eat and worship. So basically our days were eat, worship, eat, worship, eat, worship, and that was all. And I didn't feel like there was a lot of time to do anything, so I ended up not doing that much outlining. I actually only did like half of one drawing, and that was it. And I feel really bad because like I'm supposed to do that for my videos and I didn't get a chance to. So it was kind of like taking up all my time, and like, it's like the 2 days before, the day before and the day after the so the day we arrived, there's like no time to do anything at all because we ended up packing, and then we threw our luggage in the car, and then we just headed out to the place. And then the day after, we had to do the same thing. We threw our luggage into the car, and then we headed back home. And it was just kind of like there's no time for us to do our own stuff that much, so I ended up not doing anything at all, really. So that's why I didn't get the time to outline. So I'm just gonna make a video on this. It's the Taiwanese style mochi mixed flavor, Royal Family. I believe that's the brand it comes from. To be honest, there's no really big Asian grocery markets in Mississauga. The only one that we used to have was T&T or B-Trust. My dad doesn't really like going to B-Trust. We went like a few times before, but we ended up not going that often. We also don't go to T&T that often because T&T is not really close to our home. It's like pretty far, and I believe a lot of these grocery stores for Asian markets, my dad usually ends up giving cash instead of using his credit card just to be safe. So a lot of the times we end up using cash. So it's kind of difficult to go grocery shopping in Chinese markets because you always want to use cash. But anyways, a new place opened up, and it's called Nations. It's a mix of Western food, Chinese food, Japanese food, Korean food, and all of that. And basically what they sell for produce is basically all the most of the snacks that they have are Asian food. The produce is, I'm pretty sure, is regular, except for some of maybe the fruits and vegetables. They might be more Asian based. I haven't shopped there, like personally shopped there myself, but that's from what I saw so far. But basically Nations, I don't know how popular Nations is because, to be honest, in the people in my church who live in like Markham, I don't think they know Nations as a grocery store, so they don't even know the grocery store. But I don't know. I haven't talked to my friends about that place, and I don't think they really know that place. So maybe it depends on which location you're on, but it just opened up like a few months ago, anyways. So it's a new grocery store, but I'm happy that we have it because sometimes, you want Japanese, not just Japanese, but Asian snacks in general. And it's really hard to find Asian snacks in our area when it comes to like snacks, like actual snacks, and also if you want the food, you have to kind of travel far by car to go and get some. If you want to go to a restaurant or something, they have like food there which you can buy like dim sum and stuff. So I think it's pretty good. It's just that because um, it's close by, there's like a lot of people who go there, and then the driving is a bit crazy in that plaza because there's so many people going there. Because the places where we live like normally the houses are kind of close to plazas depending on which spot you live in. I believe that spot is closer to houses and condos. As for the area where we live in, it's kind of a little bit of a drive there, like 15 minutes or so. But for us, it's like there's no plazas near us, so getting to food is difficult. So, anyways, I never knew Taiwanese had mochi, to be honest, and I'm Taiwanese, so the only place that I've heard of mochi is Japan, but yeah. So this brown coated one is peanut butter inside. This one, the white one, is red bean, and this one is that's coated with sesame is, I believe, black sesame. Here is the stuff. You can pause and read if you want to. I'm not going to read all of it. In fact, I don't think I understand a lot of the percentages, and like I feel like whenever I look at nutrition facts, I'm always like, what's too much of something and what's too little of something. So having that said, I'm not really good with nutrition, so you can just go and see for yourself. So I'm gonna try the red bean because I've tried the peanut butter before, but I'll try that one last because I had it before. These are a bit thicker than like, I went to another Taiwanese restaurant. I went to a Taiwanese restaurant that actually had like a green mochi in with red bean inside, and that one was really sticky and soft. So I believe they put a lot of vegetable oil to make it not stick to anything. But other than that, that one was like softer. This one's a bit more dense. I think these are more chewier, so I'm gonna try it. Yeah, these are a little chewier. There is like flour on the outside of the white one, I believe, so that's why it's a bit weird. It's not gonna look appetizing, guys, because I took a bite out of it, but basically that's what red bean looks like. It's a red bean paste. It's not full red beans. It's like mashed red beans, where it's like pasty. How to describe it? I know a lot of beans are savory. Red bean is a sweet bean, so it's completely different. Some people find it weird, but for me, I like it personally. But I think the reason why I'm accustomed to it is because that was my mom's favorite thing to have with ice cream, because they have red bean ice cream where they put full red beans into like vanilla ice cream, and it tastes really good. If you haven't tried red bean, I think like try it. It's not overly sweet. it's a fair amount of sweetness. For those of you who don't know, I don't have like a huge sweet tooth, so when it comes to these things, normally I'm good with red bean and dark chocolate because I don't really like overly sweet things. So if you don't really like too much sweetness in like candy and stuff, I think red beans are really good. So you should try it. I know a lot of people find it scary and a bit alarming that beans are sweet, but it's an Asian thing, just like how toro is a sweet potato, but I don't like toro, to be honest. I think the texture of it is a bit odd compared to regular potatoes to me, so I prefer regular potatoes to toro, but you shouldn't be afraid to try these because they're super good, and if you don't really like overly sweet things, then they taste pretty good. I'm going to try the black sesame now. There's no way I can make that look appetizing, but the black sesame is also like sweetish, but it's not too sweet again. The only thing about black sesame is I would say, like, if you give it to a kid or something, make sure they chew it and make sure they don't, like, swallow it down the wrong pipe, because a lot of the times I notice my dad, he can't have black sesame with a lot of things just because it's really powdery and fine. So if you're giving it to a kid or something, or an older person, and it doesn't seem like they chew things that thoroughly, then you might not want to give it to them, just because it may be a bit dangerous, because it does make you choke. But overall, I do think black sesame tastes really good. I believe it's like the same black sesame like this, but ground up and some sugar probably. Now this one is, like, these mochis are pretty dense compared to other mochis, so expect to chew it a bit more than like other mochis, because the other mochi that I got from an actual restaurant was not that chewy. It was like softer and it broke apart pretty easily, while these are like, look, I'm squishing it and it's dense, so it's not really that soft compared to other mochis. I think it depends on who makes them and stuff like that, and how you make them. So the last one is peanut butter, which is something that I like, so I'm gonna have it. I'm sorry if this is disgusting. The peanut butter is really creamy. The outside is like nutty, so if you're allergic to peanuts, this is a no. Like, don't have this, because there's peanut butter inside and that's not safe. But it's like a really, like, if you can see, it's really creamy, but it's a bit dense too. It's not like just creamy, it's dense. So yeah, so that's what they look like. And again, they're not overly sweet. They're like a fair amount of sweetness. Like, for someone like me who doesn't really like extremely sweet things like gummies and stuff, I feel like this is a good snack, just because, you know, I prefer savory foods most of the time, but these actually kind of have a balance to them, so they're not that sugary, and you don't feel like I don't know if you guys ever had this where you eat a candy like gummies and then you eat around 3 or 4 and then you start feeling the sugar coat your mouth and it starts coat your teeth and it starts getting nasty. I feel like a lot of candies do that, especially a lot of Western candies. I don't know why. So definitely, if you want something that's less sweet, try these. Don't be intimidated by like red bean or black sesame. To be honest, they're all very good. It's just that it might seem weird at first, but really they're not that intimidating when you think about it, because I didn't eat red bean until like I was a bit older and I ended up liking it, you know? I think it's like, don't expect it to be savory. Expect it to be dessert-like. I think a lot of people are afraid because they expect beans to be savory, but they don't but when they're eating a dessert with red bean, they expect it to be savory, so they don't really understand like how red bean is good. But if you try it, like, expect it to be sweet. Like, just think of it as a dessert and it will be fine. If you think of it as like something savory, then it's not gonna work, because I think that kind of skews how you think it's gonna taste, and then when you eat it, it's gonna be overly surprising and a bit shocking. So yeah, so that's it for this video. This is the tray that was in it. I usually don't do taste testing videos, but I do have some taste testing videos in my taste testing playlist, I believe. So if you want, you can go check them out there. So if you like, please like, and if you want, you can subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell button for when I upload new videos. You'll be notified. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm so sorry I didn't get to do a drawing video today. I'm kind of all over the place when it comes to the drawings right now, just because there are times where I was like, I don't really feel like doing it, but there are times where I really want to push myself to do them. So yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.